Hello Team FD and welcome back to our latest 11. In this video, we've put together a team from the Championship who we think could cut it at Premier League level. Let's go. Goalkeeper, Bryce Samba. Unsurprisingly, we start between the sticks with Nottingham Forest Bryce Samba. In the summer of 2019, it looked like the competition for Forest's #1 shirt would be fierce, with Samba arriving from Cayenne for close to £2 million, and highly rated Kosovan international Ari Muric coming in on loan from Manchester City. But after 35 match weeks, Samba has racked up close to 3,000 minutes, while Muric is yet to break 400 in league play. It's no surprise Muric has struggled to unseat the 25-year-old stopper. Samba is, along with Leeds' Kiko Casilla and Brentford's David Raya, one of only 3 keepers in the league to have conceded under a goal per game. And while those players face only 9 shots a game, Forest allow over 13. As a consequence, Samba has the best save percentage in the Championship at 77%, way ahead of the league average of 68%, and he's also got 12 clean sheets to his name already, shutting out the opposition in close to 40% of his appearances. Keepers are always in short supply, but sides are rarely prepared to pay high fees for them, making the second division the ideal venue to pick one up. If Forest fail in their push for promotion, they could at least double their money on Samba. Defender, Matt Cash. We stay at Forest for our right back, with Reece James now starting for Chelsea and Anthony Robinson almost joining AC Milan in January. It's a good time to be a fullback in the Championship, and the division's next export could well be Matt Cash. The 22-year-old is naturally a winger, only moving back thanks to a series of injuries, but he's taken to the position admirably, helping Forest put together one of the league's toughest defences, with only Leeds and Brentford conceding fewer than their 33 and 35 at the time of writing. Cash has missed just 1 fixture this season and already has 3 goals and 4 assists in league play, with over a shot and a key pass every 90 minutes. More importantly, he's a rock-solid defender, winning the ball nearly 5 times a game for his side and completing close to 80% of the tackles he attempts. While his pace, which makes him hard to get around, also lets him push upfield, with over a dribble completed per match, the same as James managed in his time at Wigan. At 6'1", the Englishman looks to have the stature to make the step up to a top league, and despite his age, he has plenty of experience, with almost 150 appearances for the side he joined in 2014. A new contract could push his price higher, but on current form, it's unlikely to deter suitors for long. Defender, Ben White. At the time of writing, Ben White has played every minute for title challengers Leeds so far this season. A remarkable feat for a centre-back who started the campaign as a 21-year-old. White, who is on loan from childhood side Brighton, has helped Leeds keep the tightest defence in the league, with just 30 goals conceded after 34 games and 14 clean sheets in that time. And White isn't playing in a conservative system designed to protect him. Leeds press high, even from the back line, with White in the top 5% of central defenders for pressures per game. And when he commits to a challenge, he's extremely effective, with an incredible 6.6 tackles and interceptions per match, even keeping fouls to under 1 a game. He's also strong in the air, behind only partner Liam Cooper for headers won in the Leeds squad, and, in typical Bielsa fashion, he's an excellent passer, leading the team in distribution accuracy. All this makes it unlikely that White will remain with the Peacocks, regardless of their outcome this season. And with Manchester United, Liverpool, Chelsea and Leicester all sending scouts to watch the youngster during 1920, Brighton may struggle to keep hold of him too. Defender, Max Lowe. Another 22-year-old fullback, Max Lowe has been even more impressive than his Derby counterpart Jayden Bogle this season, though he does have 3 years on the teenager. Lowe came through the Rams Academy and spent last term on loan at Aberdeen, making over 20 appearances in a campaign for the first time in his career, earning a chance at his parent club for the 1920 season. At the time of writing, only 4 Derby players have clocked up more minutes than Lowe, and his stats are genuinely exceptional. While Bogle wins possession 3 times a game on the right, Lowe puts up twice that number on the left. And while Bogle's record of 5 goal involvements to Lowe's 1 makes the older player look like the inferior attacker, Lowe actually creates more chances, with over 1 to Bogle's 0.7 per 90. More importantly, he has that innate ability to drive down the wing, completing 1.6 dribbles per 90, a tally which would rank 5th among fullbacks in the Premier League. The focus on Bogle might work to Derby's advantage, allowing them to keep Lowe for another year. But with the starting berth now wrapped up at Pride Park, this gem can't stay hidden for too long. Right mid, Eberechi Eze. With QPR squarely in mid-table this season, it's a special player who can catch the eye amidst so much mediocrity. But Eberechi Eze might just be the best prospect in the Championship right now. An ever-present for the Londoners, Eze is played as a 10, a winger and even in central midfield, grabbing 11 goals and 7 assists to date, with only 4 players boasting a better combined tally than his 18. And at 21, he's not even close to his peak yet. That's sure to attract super clubs, as will a contract ending in 2021, and Jose Mourinho is already rumoured to be of the Greenwich-born youngster, who's eligible to play for England or Nigeria. Eze takes 2.4 shots a game and assists a further 1.8, racking up an 86% pass completion rate, which is unusually high for an attacking player and a good indication of technical prowess. But most impressive is his ability to beat his man, with an excellent reading of space and exceptional close control, bringing him over 100 completed dribbles to date. That's the most in the league, with a quarter of the campaign yet to go. With Eze pulling the strings, QPR are one of the deadliest teams in the second flight, only behind Brentford and West Brom for goals scored, but their stuttering form makes him almost certain to depart this summer. After the success of Maddison and Buendia, Eze looks like the next superstar made in the Championship. Midfield, Calvin Phillips. Marcelo Bielsa has a record of polishing up midfielders. The tutelage of the Argentinian earned big money moves for Ander Herrera and Gianelli Mbula. His latest midfield general is Calvin Phillips, who has spent a decade with Leeds, having joined as a 15-year-old. Nicknamed the Yorkshire Pirlo, Phillips is of course a strong distributor, with close to 60 passes a game, and his 5.5 long balls a game is the most in the league outside of centre-backs and goalkeepers. More importantly, Phillips is the main protection for the defence when the famed Bielsa press is broken. 4.2 tackles and interceptions is some way below the league's top ball winners, and it's still the best total in Leeds' squad, but that's to be expected in a side averaging a division-high 60% of possession. Phillips also plays a role in attack, ranking third at Ellen Road for key passes per 90 with 2 a match, thanks to his excellent set-piece delivery, a skill which has seen him mooted for an England call-up. That's not as ridiculous as it might sound, with Declan Rice, Harry Winks and Jordan Henderson the only specialist number 6s in the three-line squad. And of those, only Henderson plays the role in the type of aggressive, attractive side that England want to become. If 2020 sees the Peacocks finally end their 16-year spell outside the top flight, Phillips' stock may soar. Midfield, Christian Bielek. We considered putting Jude Bellingham in our second midfield slot, but at only 16, it's perhaps best that the Birmingham City player stays in the Midlands to continue his development. Instead, we've gone for another man in his debut season in the Championship, Christian Bielek, who joined Derby from Arsenal in the summer of 2019 after an impressive year in League One with Charlton. The 6'2" Polish international can feature as a centre-back or defensive midfielder and has continued to record huge ball-winning numbers despite the step-up. Currently, he makes over 5 tackles and interceptions per 90, behind only Max Lowe at the club, and gets on the ball more than anyone except defender Matthew Clark, with around 60 passes a game and 4 long balls. Though lanky and ponderous looking, Bielek is surprisingly smooth in possession too, completing 1.6 dribbles a match with a truly insane 87% success rate, the sort of numbers we've seen from Thomas Partey this year. Of course, it remains to be seen whether Bielek could replicate this output in a top league. But at 22, it's clear that Derby got good value for the £7 million they spent on the youngster. Left mid, Grady Diangana. In the last 2 years, West Ham have spent £140 million on rebuilding their front line, but arguably their most exciting talent is currently playing in the league below. Lining up alongside Pereira for West Brom this term is Grady Diangana, a 21-year-old winger who's bagged 10 goals and assists in under 1,400 minutes for Slavan Bilic's side, with only Charlie Austin boasting a better strike rate than Diangana's goal contribution every 137 minutes. He takes 2 shots a game, makes 1.8 key passes and completes 3.2 dribbles, as well as playing a part in defence, winning the ball back twice per 90. Those shots and key passes are of high quality too, amounting to 0.57 expected goals and assists a game, while Diangana has also demonstrated a rare defence-splitting passing range, with 2.4 passes into the box per 90. For context, that would rank 5th in the Premier League, above everyone at every club except Manchester City. With all of these attributes, plus electric pace and control, it seems that the only way Diangana will remain a Championship player next season will be if his parent club gets relegated. Right wing, Matias Pereira. West Brom have raced to the top of the Championship this season, losing just 4 times, half the number of the next best side, and outscoring everyone, with even Brentford's ruthless front line only managing 57 to the Baggies' 64 in league play. As a result, it's surprising that only one West Brom player, Hal Robson-Kanu, has hit double figures so far, but Matias Pereira has revealed himself as the second flight's outstanding creator, tallying a division-best 12 assists as well as 6 strikes of his own. The Brazilian, who is on loan from childhood club Sporting CP, has created the most chances in the Championship to date, laying on 2.9 per appearance, with only 20% of those coming from set pieces, compared to 36% for second-place Jed Wallace of Millwall. His shooting could use a little work, with more than half of his attempts coming from outside the box, but he's a particularly effective dribbler, completing a massive 64% of his take-ons, a rate which compares favourably with ball carriers like Nicola Pepe on 57% and Will Zaha on 62%. The 23-year-old's move is set to become permanent before the end of the year for around £8 million, and with West Brom likely to earn promotion, it looks like Pereira will remain a Baggie, at least for now. Forward, Alexander Mitrovic. It's easy to say that Alexander Mitrovic deserves to be in the Prem, given that the burly forward already has 20 goals to his name in the top flight. But the Serb, who is still only 25, has taken a step up this term, netting 23 in league play at the time of writing to put himself in pole position for top scorer come the end of the campaign. Mitrovic's strikes account for 45% of Fulham's goals this season, a higher proportion of his team's tally than anyone else in the division. He takes nearly 4 shots a game, and 3 of those come from inside the box, with no one making more attempts from inside the 6-yard area than his 0.8 per 90 minutes. He's an excellent hold-up player for the Cottagers too, winning nearly 5 aerial duels a game. That's the 12th best among attackers, and he's surprisingly involved in possession for a striker too, with only 4 forwards completing more passes per 90. Across his entire time with Fulham, Mitrovic has hit a goal every other game, despite the turnover in the rest of the squad and their difficulties in the Premier League. With Scott Parker's side currently in 3rd, Mitro could have the chance to make amends for that horror 18-19 campaign in 2021. Left wing, Ollie Watkins. We chose the Englishman over his equally deserving teammate Saeed Benrahma, as he's missed just 10 minutes of football this season, and at the time of writing, is second top scorer in the division with 22 strikes. Now 24, the former Exeter man has featured on both wings and as a number 10 in his short career, but is currently appearing as a centre forward, and as a consequence, has already got more goals this season than in the last 2 put together. Though he takes under 3 shots a game, his decision-making has matured in the second tier, with just 9 of his 94 shots so far this season coming from outside the box. And despite his role changing from creator to finisher, he still puts up an extremely strong 1.5 key passes per 90. Dribbles likewise could be higher at under 1 a game, but with previous campaigns yielding more than 3 successful take-ons per 90, it's unlikely he's simply lost the ability. And a move back to the wing could see his stats spike in this regard. One of the most versatile and complete forwards in the Championship, Watkins has been the star of the Brentford side once again competing for promotion. But this should be the summer he leaves, whether with the Bees or without them. The only question is, how big a side can he hope for? And with Daniel James at Manchester United, there should be no limit to his ambition. So guys, that was our best XI from the Championship. Do you agree? Disagree? Let us know how you tinker with the side below. As ever, don't forget to like, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.